as a Rays fan, you just can't be surprised. So let me know what you guys want. You want the bad news first, or you want the bad news? Oh, you want the bad news. Okay. So Josh Lowe leaves Game 3 with a right oblique, I believe is what they called it. And it's just like, not again. Like, the team starts getting some guys back. Guys start getting in a little bit of a groove. They have a really good road trip. Things are moving in the right direction. That spark you just added to your lineup in Josh Lowe, we're going to have to see what happens. So he leaves the game, and then after the game, when Kevin Cash is questioned about it, I mean, he's pretty straightforward. He's just like, he'll have to get an MRI. The way it's looking right now, not ideal, is the quote he used. Not ideal. I mean, thankfully, this team does have a lot of depth, so it's not like there's just like a massive hole in right field. Plenty of pieces that can be moved around, a lot of versatility defensively with this roster. But he adds something to that lineup. Defensively recovered. But what Josh Lowe adds to the lineup, it's missed. It is. So today is Thursday. The Rays are off. The team did not move him to the IL. They said they were going to wait till Friday and just see how he feels. So I guess that makes me feel a little bit better. It's not like something that's so obvious where they're like, yeah, we got to put him on the IL right now. Let's go over the other bad news, and that was the obvious. The Rays getting swept by a divisional opponent, and it being the Boston Red Sox, who we just beat 3 out of 4 in Fenway. Now they come here, sweep us, and it was just flat. So flat. I mean, in that first game, Taj Bradley comes out in those first 3 innings just looking insane. I think, he struck out like 8 of the first 9 batters or something like that. Like something insane. Taj looked ridiculous. Social media was going crazy. The guys in the booth. And the Red Sox just figured him out. I don't know if they saw something. They made an adjustment to their approach at the plate. Obviously, Taj was very much filling up the strike zone. I don't know. They figured something out. They made the adjustment necessary, and they were able to start putting up some runs. I'm pretty superstitious as a fan, and when I go on social media after that 3rd inning and I see just Taj Bradley just raving about him, like, what a night he's having. Like, this can go down as one of the all-time great pitching performance. I'm like, oh my goodness. And look what happened. And in that 4th inning, Dwayne and B.A. literally started talking about that. Like, his approach, how he looked on the mound, just stacking the compliments. And then that 4th inning is, that's when things started going downhill. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, can we just let it happen? Can we just let it happen? And we can celebrate after the game? If you're at Tropicana Field, go ahead, celebrate. If you're at home watching, you can give a yeah, let's go. But when you go into, this is an all-time great performance, like, what can he put together here? He struck out 8 and 9, like, who else is... With everything, obviously being over now, Taj does look different on the mound. I feel like in that rookie season, he seemed a little more timid. I don't know if timid is the right word. He just looks bigger this year on the mound. And I don't mean size. He just has more of a bravado, more of a confidence about himself. He just looks bigger on the mound. I don't really know how else to describe it. I hope that makes sense. And just, after he strikes someone out, kind of the way he bounces up and he has something different about him. He has a little bit more confidence this season. His first 2 outings, pretty freaking good. This one, yes, 5 earned runs, but you saw the potential. You saw what he did in those first 3 innings. Yes, he gives up those 5 earned runs, But for a young guy to be able to settle back in like that and have a couple clean innings after that fourth and fifth inning and go 7 innings pitched, it's pretty impressive. Unfortunately, the Rays were going against a guy who's just on an absolute heater right now in Tanner Houck and dominated that Rays lineup. 7 innings pitched, shutout. He had 1 walk, 2 hits, just absolutely dominating this team. And yeah, 5-0 was the final in Game 1. Game 2 was that matchup of Littell versus Criswell. Criswell, a former Ray. Littell, a former Red Sox. Littell had a pretty good game. I mean, looking at the line here, 4 2/3, only 3 hits, 1 walk, just 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. Pretty damn good. But it just didn't get much help. Rays only put up 2 runs this game, and they came in that first inning. You saw Josh Lowe lead off. Yandy was out that game. Arozarena making moves. Paredes driving him home. 2-0 after the first inning. And, I mean, you're feeling good. You're like, okay, you got it out. All of that garbage in the first game. You got shut out. It is what it is. Move on. And you're like, okay, these next 2 games, we'll be all right. Though they go up early, that was it. The Red Sox score 5 unanswered runs. Jason Adam giving up 2. Erasmo Ramirez giving up 1, who, by the way, was DFA'd if you did miss that. And then Criswell on the other side, the former Ray. 5 1/3, only 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. Great night for him. This team just offensively is so inconsistent. You'll see stretches where you're like, okay, we're getting something going. And then stuff like this. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back every single time. And that's just how the first quarter plus of this season has gone. And it's frustrating as a fan because you think you're getting somewhere. You think they're starting to get on the right track. And like I said, you take those 3 steps back and you're just like, where are we? Who are we? What is this Rays team this season? And in that last game, I mean, it's sort of a similar story when it comes to the start of the game. Caballero with a 2 RBI single. Yandy Diaz grounding out to first, but Caballero is able to score on that. And it's 3-0 in the second inning. Guess what happens? 8 unanswered runs by the Red Sox, and the Rays aren't able to crawl back in this one. Final score 8-5. So they put up 5, but in this one they give up 8. The pitching staff there, and the guys giving them up. I mean, Pepio gave up 3. This was his first game back. Only goes 4 innings pitched. Once again, kind of like that announcer's curse. He had a pretty good 3 first innings. In that 4th inning, I think they started talking about how Bayo and Pepio, 2 young guys, like starting to get into their groove a little bit, and then Pepio just, it got let loose a little bit on him there in that 5th inning, and it just kept going downhill. Lovelady gave up 2 earned runs. Kevin Kelly gave up 2 earned runs, and that 5th inning was rough. 5 runs scored for the Red Sox in that inning, and really that was that. So now here's the standings. Like I said, after we took 3 of 4 against the Red Sox in Fenway, we overtook them in the American League East standings. And now that they swept us, they jump right back ahead of a rough 4-game losing streak. And, I mean, you see the run differential, too. Look how close we are with the Red Sox, and look at the run differential. If that's a stat you care about, I think maybe not in the first quarter of the season. It's something that matters really that much. But later you go into the season, to me, it's something that matters more and more as you go. And that is a wide margin for 2 teams that are pretty close in the standings. And things don't get easier. Just getting swept by the Red Sox. Now we have a team who is just extremely hot coming into the Trop for this weekend series, and that's the Kansas City Royals. 6-game win streak, if you have not heard. 8-2 in their last 10 games. A record of 32-19. Second place in the Central. Really good pitching staff. Tons of young talent. This is going to be a challenge. And after losing 4 in a row, you have to bounce back. You cannot let this just continue to ride throughout this homestand. Like I said, you got the Royals. You have to bounce back this series. You can't let it go any further. After that, you have the Athletics. a little bit more feasible being able to win that series compared to the Royals, but the Royals are up now. We'll worry about the Athletics when that happens. Win this next series, get back on track, stop taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Start taking 2 steps forward. If you take 1 step back, maybe there's an injury here or there, or a bad pitching performance here or there. It's going to happen. But you have to continue moving forward. You can't just keep falling back like this. It's so frustrating. That's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments, I guess just in general. What is your thoughts around this team? Like I said, a quarter plus of the way throughout this season. I can't put a finger on it. They're so up and down, so inconsistent. I can't get a read. Hoping to see a big improvement this series. I'll be at the Saturday game against the Royals. I don't really know why I picked that one. Savali's pitching. Hopefully, a good one has to come eventually. You know what I'm saying? He's had a lot of bad games in a row. A good one has to happen. He's due. He's due. Okay? So, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Go Rays. You all have a blessed one.